So today let's look at, again, let's stray away from the defense because we've been focusing on defense a lot. So let's go on to a little bit more guard play. Let's start with the Dela Riva, okay? So with the Dela Riva that we're going to start off with is, I just want you to be nice and close, and we're going to grab the ankle for this one. When we're here, the first one, go square. To get the Dela Riva relatively well, we want to off balance and thin out Joad, especially because I'm square with him, the Dela Riva is relatively weak. So just so we get a basic fundamental understanding of it, I just want to push Joad on the hip, and now I can start attacking the Dela Riva nicely. First one we're going to do is I want you to just off balance the person. So I'm going to come up to my forearm, and I'm going to attach myself on the inside of Joad's leg. But I want to make sure that my Dela Riva stays high. I don't want my Dela Riva to be low. Again, the natural defense to the Dela Riva is for Joad to push my foot down. That way he can start generating some movement and turning his knee outwards. Yeah, that's a big one. See how my foot's shallow? I've got no connection. Whereas if I can keep his hips thin and I can keep my foot high, I've got relatively good connection. So for the first one, we're just going to off balance him by coming up into the forearm and cupping the inside here. You can either off balance him by just using the foot to flare it up and using the pulling mechanism, or if you want some extra oomph and boost, we're just going to use our foot on the floor to push off, and I veer my body weight off to the left. So I'm just going to go put him on his ass, and just like that. Okay. Aside from that, stand back up please. If you can't get them onto their ass, if you can get them to do a little bit of a back step and a hop, that's great too. Alright, so let's look for them 2 reactions. Go 2 for 2 where you get to practice the other side too, so he can get square with me. I get the Dela Riva, I off balance him, I attach myself nicely, and I just want him to either fall or off balance him. Whatever reaction they give you, I don't care, but yeah, let's see what you can do. Question?
When you're grabbing...
Oh, sorry.
When you're grabbing his leg with the other hand, does that stop him pushing your foot down?
I wouldn't say it relatively stops him entirely, but it gives me better connection. So if I'm here, do I push my foot down? Yeah, you honestly could still push it down. But when I'm like this, I've attached my upper body really well. I started seeing Mushi do this a lot with Joel. Like, you boys always do this, like when chin coming up. It's a nice detail. Alright, whereas if I'm playing here shallow off my back, I feel like it's a bit harder because there's too much space. Yeah. Whereas here, we're more connected. What about that? 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry. So, how personally related? Now keep in mind, with the Dela Riva, we want a lot of connection, yeah? But in no-gi, it's so much more harder. In the gi, you got the belt, you got the grips and whatnot. So doing something, for example, a bolo, or a brown bolo, is very easy. You can still go for those stuff in no-gi, but you need way more connection. But what we can go for is once we've off-balanced the person, let's say I get him on his ass, and I go for the bolo, is top position, even though I'm on the bottom right now. So if I go for the bolo and my knee isn't in Joad's hip pocket, abandon, don't even go for it. Unless I get to that little wedge position, the bolo is pretty weak. So in this case, when I go roll and I notice that it's not there, I'm just going to use my hand that's on Joad's ankle to push it up and get a half butterfly hook. As I do this, I'm going to re-invert back the same way that I came, and I'm going to kick my leg across, especially the one that's got the butterfly hook. And I'm going to turn Joad's hips away. I need his body to face away. So as I come back, I extend my butterfly hook, and now I look to come on top. Yeah, you got your handcuffs. If anything, you can go back into another bolo. I don't want to get too crazy with the bar. I want you guys to experiment. You can go back into another bolo, launch from that connection, and re-attack the back. Anything that you guys want. But let's talk about trying to be sticky and get top position. So he's square with me. I get my Dela Riva, I off balance, and I fully off balance. I go for the bolo, but I notice I don't have the wedge. So going for a full bolo is pretty stupid. So I'm going to go for a little bit of a half bolo, and I'm going to get my half butterfly hook by pushing the foot. Then I'm going to re-invert back the same way that I came and kick my leg across, and look for the hip connection, see what you can do from here. Again, I don't want to give you the answer, I want you guys to explore. 3, 2, 1. Drop it. Grab Okay, now Dylan, if I go through your grips, let's keep this super contact. When I go to shoot it, I'm going to change my right hip. Everything else stays. Nice, but that's like a proper invert. We want to keep his legs crossed. See how he's sitting, his body's facing towards you? The scramble's going to be more 50-50, it's going to be a shooter. So you're going to jump in.
That was me telling you. That was why he went like that.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Sorry, no, you go explain what you're going to explain now.
Yeah, so when I get to there, if I don't have my brother's hips facing away, and I'm just like this. If he gets on his right hip, he's too heavy, and I'm going to get squashed, and it's just 50-50. So as soon as I get to here, I want to extend and keep his leg up. See how his hips are turning away? Now the odds are in my favor.
Your issue is you're letting this place close to you. You're supposed to put your hand. So as you drop it, keep your weight on it. And that way see that? And it should be here. I can even matrix you.
That's enough of me to kick. So we don't care about the hips. The only time we care about the hips is if we're going for the actual bolo. Yep, so if you can get your head a bit more closer to it, maybe on the back of your neck. Yep, then push and get your butterfly between with your left foot. Is this your left or right? Yeah, right, go right. This leg in. I want this one to get the butterfly. Yep, then reinvert the same way that you came. And then kick it towards me. Yeah. But when you invert, I can't really learn which one's left, which one's right. I got confused. Remember guys, get creative with it as well, yeah? Once you come up with the first...
That one was nice.
That last one is similar thing, but let's say we go to off balance them, but they're really good. My shooter Hunter does this phenomenally all the time. But I go to off balance him, I think he stands out. I try to like off balance him, but he's got good balance. From here, I'm just gonna cut the ankle. I'm gonna bring my hips up. If his thigh comes forward, I can push off that to get my hips up. But if I can't, I'll just put my foot on the ground. So again, either foot on the thigh and push up to get your hips up, or foot on the floor and get your hips up. From here, I'm gonna just get onto my side, and I literally want you to look away with your eyes. Don't look as you're doing it, because subconsciously your hips aren't gonna come up as high. I literally want you to look away because it's gonna make your hips come up. You're gonna lace your foot across the far leg, and we're just using this as a means to break the posture and get Joe Wide's weight forward, because you defended that way. As I do this, there's a multitude of things that you can do. Sometimes there'll be that much pressure on the knee that Joe Wide will roll, and there'll be a little bit of strain. That's what sometimes happens. So the sequence we're gonna go through today, just to get a bit more fidgety with it, is once I get that little break, I'm gonna pummel my foot in that gap, that butterfly motion again. That's gonna put weight down on it. As I put weight down on it, I also want to get onto that side because now structurally, I'm a bit more better. I'm in that rest up position. I can attach myself to the hip, or as I come up with Joe Wide rolls, I can come up in a bit more of a dominant position. Okay? So all we're doing differently on this one is I go for the off balance, but he doesn't lose the balance, he does really well and recovers. As he recovers, I'm gonna hip and lace that far foot, break the posture, butterfly hook, and then see what we can come up with from here. Once you get the butterfly hook, you should feel pretty connected. Alright, last one. 3, 2, 1. Let's see how you guys go. Yeah, because you want to roll.
I would like to put my legs in there.
And then you're gonna, as you now go. Oh, there, beautiful front right. Nice. Beautiful. So remember,
Too far around now.
You were saying his foot was like here?
Yeah, as you went for the roll. So you had that deep in your hip, but then as you rolled, yeah, you had it, but then his foot was here. And then as you were trying to squeeze it, the calf slicer, it was like pushing it up. And then he went like,
Oh, okay. Oh, he just did that?
try to do a roll.
Time that as I'm sitting down. Good. High. Way. Very nice. One Dela Riva. And actually for this one, we're going to start with one hand in as well. So sorry, 2 hands and 1 Dela Riva. That way you guys just get a bit more connection, but you're going to be on your back. I don't want you up here because it's a bit of a cheat code, I'm not going to lie. So my quick tip is as soon as you guys go, look to just push and come up, just so you can off balance them. Just a quick tip. Aside from that, if the Dela Riva is still in play, let's keep going. If you still got a leg lock attack, keep going. Like from here, if you want to transition to single leg X, for example, you can keep going, I don't mind that. Aside from that, if Jord fully strips and we just hold like a half guard position, and he drops, let's just call it there, because we want to focus on Dela Riva. Aside from that, my objective is to completely sweep Jord. Jord's objective is to completely get his foot free and out of Dela Riva. If you can get a sub from here, great, but I don't think the sub will be high, unless you transition to like this stuff or so on and so forth. But aside from that, look for your bolos, look to break the posture forward, and then aside from that, person defending, we didn't go through it today, but to stay a bit more square, don't let them thin you out, otherwise you're going to get dropped on your butt. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Alright, is that count? Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Move that, yeah, and then pressure, yeah. A lot more easier for you, more balance, but
and then,
if I'm staying
after that,
pushing this now, play with that, yeah, go to play with them, I can start off balance, keeping them tight instantly.